This machine takes professional messages only for Evelyn Carter and Brad Stern. Please leave your message in full at the sound of the beep. Thank you.
Love? Love? Evelyn? Love, it's 7 fucking p.m. I'm downstairs. I'm coming up. You won't believe the day I had. What? Oh. The doorman says you just went up. So don't listen to this message. It's crazy. I'm crazy. That's crazy. I'll be right up. Are you there yet? Love?
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 Love? Where are you? Love? Are you home yet? Oh. Miss Evelyn Carter calling. You were kind enough to audition me today. I would like to thank you for the professionalism and courtesy of my audition. If you were pleased with my work, I should like to recommend a playwright to you, if I may. His name is Chester Sylvester. Both names spelled the usual way. His address is 66, that is 66 East 3rd Street. His apartment is 5B as in boy. His zip code is 10003. That is figure 1 followed by 000 followed by figure 3. His telephone number at that address is area code 212-555-3729. I repeat that telephone number for Mr. Chester Sylvester, playwright, at 66 East 3rd Street, New York City, 10003. Area code 212, prefix 555, call number 3729. Thank you again. I hope to hear from you.
I will now play back your messages. You have 15 messages.
Love? Are you there? Love, please pick up if you're there. It's 2 in the afternoon already. What are you doing so long? I'll call again. Love, it's 3. Where are you, love? Love, it's 4. Has anything happened to Love? I'm going to be very late. I'll call again. Love, it's after 6. Where are you? Love? 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 Love?
I will say...
Where are you, Mom?
In here, love. Love is in here.
Love, thank God. So worried.
Worried? Why, love?
She said you were safe. I love you.
And I love you. Why wouldn't I be safe?
Well, it's New York. Love might have been standing on a street corner, gotten plastered with rock posters. That's all.
No, love is tough. Love is fine.
You wouldn't believe what Love was put through today.
No. I mean, yes.
I mean, we shot, we reshot.
Love doesn't have to explain. Love understands.
I wanted to be here for you. I called for you.
I called for you, too. From a limo.
From a limo? You were on the lake. Did anything go wrong?
No. What could go so wrong?
I don't know. I mean, it just seemed like a long time. You know, for an audition.
There was a long way to go.
Well, I want to hear about it. I mean, I'm still worried. Sorry I'm so late. Is there any diet soda? I know, it's a silly question. In this household. I can't believe how rattled I am. I mean, how rattled I was. All right, wait just a minute. Let me get some. Keep talking. I didn't hear you. Tell me all about it.
There's not a lot to tell.
Where were you? What kind of audition was it? Bertie sounded so excited about it last night. It must have been something real special. Things like that couple brought. Come on now, fess up. What can you take? Are you having to go to the coast? Am I going to be losing love for a month of voiceovers for some animated cartoon? You look sad. What happened? Did you not get it? Come on, love always gets a call back at least. What was it? What's wrong? What's wrong with love?
Nothing, love. It was demanding. I did well, I'm sure. Love doesn't need to be worried. Tell me about your day.
I'd rather not. I wore jeans, flashed my ass. I grinned at a skinny model in a hammock. I rubbed my chest. Shifted my weight from hip to hip. Sneered. I worried about you.
Look at the reflection of the light in the soda on the ceiling. Look how it trembles. That glass, this building, this whole island is trembling. There isn't any peace or rest for anybody in New York. Isn't there anything you want to tell me?
No. Look. But why don't you stretch out? Come on, look at the window. Come on, look at the harbor. Let me massage your feet. There. This little piggy went to the market. And this little piggy went to the market. And this little piggy
Look
went
there,
to the market.
light. Is that an ocean liner?
No. No, it's probably a big garbage scam. Or sightseeing boat looking at us. With binoculars?
No. How long is it since we've seen an ocean liner?
I can't remember.
I thought when we took the penthouse, we drew lots of ocean liners.
Yeah, well, them good old days is gone.
New York, New York.
New York, New York.
New York, New York, New York, New York. They laughed when I told them my address.
I know. I mean, everybody always does.
New York, New York, New York, New York. 10036.
Penthouse D.
What a very silly name for a building. New York, New York.
You know this town so nice, they had to name it twice.
A hell of a town.
You know, there was a funny line this week in the building's paper, did you see?
Oh no, tell.
Well, the initials of New York, New York, New York, New York, spelled Minnie, Minnie.
Ninny, ninny.
N-Y, 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 N-Y.
Ninny, ninny.
Just a little Minnie.
Don't it, you fool. Ninny, 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 ninny. Why were you reading the building paper? You always say it's so ridiculous.
I don't know.
Full of those ridiculous personal ads.
I don't know.
Aren't you curious about your messages?
What messages? What do you mean?
Your telephone messages?
Sure. Do I have some? I mean, of course we have some. Is it anything good?
I don't know. I didn't listen to them yet.
You're fresh back from an audition and you didn't listen to your message. Are you sick?
You didn't either. Are you?
Well, I wanted to.
You have me. You want your messages?
Were there some?
Lots.
You want to know?
What?
You got the job.
Gertie will know. Gertie will call. That's her job. I did very well. That's my job.
It was important. I mean, Gertie made it sound important.
It was another audition, another job.
I know,
But they're all important.
Sure,
They all help us keep this beautiful place.
Sure.
This beautiful life.
sure.
And that's important.
You're not giving up. You love.
Why would I give up? I am one of the most sought-after voiceover specialists in New York.
I know.
And
but
you are a major Gene spokesmodel.
I don't spoke. I don't speak.
And I only speak. I am a choice voice, as Chester would say. And you are a mute beaut.
That isn't what we set out to be.
Well, look how well the babes in the woods are paid for it. Look what we've got. Why should we want so much more than what we've got? Out there are thousands of homeless people. Homeless, hopeless. And people working tables and working in offices and doing worse. Much worse. Look what we have. We have what everybody wants. We have names, we have money, we have success, we have careers.
We have each other.
Even that. We have what nobody dares rationally dream of having. Why should we want so much more?
Are you thinking you didn't get it? Is that why you're getting so philosophical?
When did philosophical start being sad? There's no reason why I shouldn't get it. I am professional. I am contained. I am controlled. I am good at my work.
Look, I'm sure you got it. I'm sure you will get it. You know, look, this might be your big break.
Look down there.
I don't like to look at
To your height.
No. You're deaf.
People like animals. People like cockroaches. And us above it all in this roomy new penthouse. We were so proud when we could afford it.
Why shouldn't we be proud? People are miserable. Just take a look down there.
I don't have to look down there. And I'm so busy, we don't even have time to hang things up.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sloppy.
The maid will put them away. I am too busy to find time to hang up our favorite images of this great and glittering city.
So, you're so neat. And you're so precise. That's why you're such a big success.
We're both big successes, Brad.
Now, Gene Farlow don't last long.
You have an enviable contract.
They own me.
I thought I owned it.
Let's do it.
Why?
Love.
Oh, love. Why don't we get away? Why not fly down to someplace like the Bahamas? Why not lie on beaches, roll over in the sun, swim in cool blue Caribbean waters? Why laugh? What's funny?
It's just what I do that I wanted to add in my jeans. You know, I know a dirty song we used to sing in my fraternity.
Oh, really? Tell.
No.
Do.
No, it's funny.
Oh, tell, love. Come
No.
on.
Okay. In an exotic corner of the deep Caribbean Sea, nobody is forlorner than the least of decency. But there's a unique vacation plan where men of imagination can perform. We're warm, inviting herds of beaver swarm.
Oh, cute. Silly.
No,
Oh, cute, sweet, horny college boy. Sing more.
oh, that's all.
Oh,
I mean, it just repeats
I see.
and around
Around.
until everybody's done.
We'll both sing. In an exotic corner of the deep Caribbean Sea, nobody is forlorner than the Legion of Decency, where there's unique vacation plan where their imagination can perform.
Nobody
We're
is
warm,
forlorner
inviting
than
herds of beaver swarm.
But there's even vacation plan where men of imagination can perform. We're warm, inviting herds of beaver swarm. How can you memorize so fast?
It's sweet.
You know, it's silly that Chester never wrote any more to that.
That's Chester?
Sure.
Of course.
Morse.
How is he? loathed. Oh, what did he say?
He said, this gives new meanings to the term minimal art.
Oh, I wish we could be in a play of his again.
Well, maybe someday.
Soon?
No, it costs us too much to do it.
Gertie would be furious.
The agency would cream. It's definitely fire me.
Oh, God. That would be such fun.
You getting fired?
Doing a good show.
Telling Gertie you're doing it.
Not fun.
You're taking off for 2 months to do what?
In a basement?
For free?
In a negligee?
Both of you?
In one negligee?
And guess what else, Gertie?
Oh, don't tell me, don't tell me.
We're having.
To pay for the negligee. Oh, so.
So,
No go.
no.
Chester deserves a break.
We all deserve a break.
I hate to see him starving in that film.
Well, you never see anything else.
We'll take me to eat.
Somewhere fancy. To celebrate.
Celebrate what?
Celebrate Chester.
Windows of the world.
That's what we call it this place.
I didn't know you made a practice of delivering Chinese takeout at Windows of the world.
Remember when he came in here and he asked for the odors of yuppie cooking here?
And you said, we're ordering in. Do you want the Chinese?
Or the Italian.
Or the
And
Mexican?
he said,
Well, I'd like them all, darlings, but what are we going to feed them?
That was fun that night.
Oh, wait, what did he say?
About what?
The skyline.
He said, oh yeah. He said, what keeps this place in all bunch about ballooning death?
No.
How do you communicate with reality? By bungee cord?
No.
No. Oh wait, I remember.
It was what?
Why are you paying so much rent?
For a view of the skyline of New Jersey.
Why not take a place in Jersey for half the price?
At least that way you get the skyline of New York.
Which is its best feature.
And from a distance,
So it looks almost real.
the skyline of New York. Oh, get that soda. It keeps looking like it's doing some fall.
You know what, love?
What, love?
We are in the skyline of New York.
Yes, we are.
I mean, we are the skyline of New York.
We are the attraction.
We are the people we used to worship and envy.
A pair of us.
New York, New York, New York, New York.
Many, many, many.
Shouldn't we listen to the machine?
We are the machine. Sorry.
You know, kids will be coming to New York to be like us.
Kids are already coming to New York to be like us.
Just like we wanted to be.
Like we are.
Thousands. Thousands every day.
Many, many, many.
Shouldn't we listen to the messages?
We are the messages.
Love, why are you so heavy? You've been looking so good.
Are they looking so good? Do you know something I don't?
Honey, what can love do?
I want to see the skyline of New York again.
We'll take the Circle Line tour. We'll rent the whole boat.
I want to see it every day.
At the cost of living in Jersey.
Even that.
Well, not walls in the other window. I mean, windows in the other wall.
Call it World of the Windows.
Isn't that?
But then we'd be looking into the bedroom of the Queens in Penthouse C.
Well, we'll buy their apartment too.
Well, then we'd be looking at Brooklyn.
No, he's looking at Queens. Ugh.
We're too high up. We're above the skyline. We'll never see New York again.
You know, when I first got here, I would get so discouraged.
I know.
So I'd hop on the Staten Island ferry,
I know, me too.
and I'd ride over there just so I could get a good look at New York again.
Oh, dear.
And then I'd ride right back.
Hmm?
And I'd stand up front, leaning on that little iron gate grill with the danger signs on it, that filthy spray in my face, just so I could see Wall Street turning on its lights. And it would enlarge before me, like something in a cinemascope movie. All those millions of Wall Street windows, like a million little scales on a butterfly's wing, evolving slowly into individual buildings. Crystal, towers and diamonds, skyscrapers. Like something in Arabian Nights, something in American Dreams. And we barge right into that diamond crystal wonderland, and I'd get off. standing in this dirty, stinking, steaming, screaming jungle, like rot in the roots of some colossal tree. And I'd be fanning away panhandlers and fanning away car fumes and stepping over dog shit, drunks in the street. And I'd stand there and I'd ask myself, where had New York gone? Shouldn't we listen to the messages?
No. I know I did well today.
You're such confidence.
I have such pride. Pride in the way I work.
You should.
I do. It's all I have.
Love.
I can do.
Love?
Yes, love.
What exactly did you have to do today?
Do. I understood from the urgency in Gertie's tone that this must be a particularly desirable, potentially lucrative opportunity. Gertie is proud of me. Proud of the way she deflected me from a hopeless career on the stage and made me into the star voiceover professional she has made of me. She does not submit me for anything trivial. It is too lucrative for her, for me to do only major cat food and prime paper towel accounts. The excitement in her voice told me this was to be an exceptional audition. So I dressed carefully, neatly, neutrally, so as not to give too strong an impression of any particular personality at all. That way I can listen very carefully to the clients, not only to their words, but to the nuances in their voices. I am trained to perceive the tiniest nuances in voices, and try to be vocally precisely what I guess them to expect me to be. Gertie was visibly pleased by my visually neutral appearance. She accompanied me on the call, always the sign of a major audition. We were picked up by a dark beige limousine.
Wow.
Yes, wow. It was air conditioned with subtle stereo music laid on as well. Even a telephone.
Was there champagne?
Before an audition?
Of course not.
Of course not. I cannot tell you where the audition was.
I understand.
You understand? I meant only that the windows in the passenger compartment were of black glass, as was the partition between us and the driver, and that the car took so many turns and traveled for such a long time that we must have gone very far. Although the turns were so many that we might in fact have wound up very close to where we started. That seemed curious.
Wait, traffic is bad.
Traffic was terrible. We emerged in an underground garage where there were no other cars. We were met by a gentleman in a suit, and we ascended via private elevator directly to the room.
Room?
A small, windowless, comfortable, quite featureless room. The gentleman in the suit introduced us to a similar man in a similar suit, though not as wide. There were bare necessities, a desk, several chairs to take the corner. We were seated. And then to Gertie's obvious but silent pleasure.
Gertie was silent.
Gertie, silent, but pleased. To Gertie's obvious pleasure, the gentleman seated behind the desk said, "We have listened to tapes of your work. We have checked up on you, and we hear you are cooperative."
A real pro.
He used that term as well. Once more, he said they were aware of my appearance and my ambition.
Probably from Gertie.
Oh, almost certainly from Gertie. From what other source could they have known? And then they sprang a great surprise on me.
What was that?
The assignment for which they were hearing me, they said, was not a voiceover. It was, they said, a Broadway stage production.
Honey, really?
That's what they really said.
And Gertie approved.
Gertie said nothing, but seemed anxious to please and support these clients, though she is always discouraged the stage.
But she loves you.
And love will always make sacrifices, yes. Gertie was clearly aware of my surprise, judging from the many reassuring nods she made in my direction. My voice, they said, my appearance, they said, my well-known professionalism and secret stage ambition convinced them that I was the one they were seeking.
Honey, so you got it.
Not just yet. They had in mind, they said, a major play of a major production designed for a leading lady such as me. Too long, they said, had Broadway been bereft of such major drama performed by important female stars once its greatest glory. Just like I've always said so often to you, love, yes. They identified themselves as members of an organization designed to build that myth. I knew, of course, they said that such productions were not considered practical at this particular moment in time. But their consortium had such faith and such backing that they could afford to mount it lavishly and keep it running for as long as was necessary to ensure success for all involved.
I'm so happy for you.
There was, however, one small stipulation.
So?
Yes. They said that since I had for so long done nothing but recorded voiceovers, for which they understood the scripts were promptly for me to read rather than memorize, that they were slightly dubious. No, not dubious. He said fearful. They were slightly fearful that I might have trouble memorizing lines.
That's crazy.
I did not say so. I waited for Gertie to defend my skill, but she remained uncharacteristically silent.
Well, that is uncharacteristic of her.
They begged my indulgence for their hesitation, fear, they said most graciously. They had obviously been taught by someone to behave like gentlemen.
It's rare.
Very rare. They begged my indulgence and then said that they had devised a simple but immediate test for my memorization.
You know, I would be afraid that you just walk right out of there when you suggested that.
One is accustomed to complying with clients' wishes.
Yeah, but everybody knows you.
Nobody knows me as an actor. This enormous opportunity, they said, rested on a simple text. If I could recall the words of my last assignment, they would feel secure in proceeding with their plans on my behalf.
God, suspense.
There was none on my part. As you know better than anyone, I am exceptionally adept at remembering lines. I often remember them long after an assignment is over. As you know better than anyone.
Well, sure, I know.
You have even pointed out that I sometimes recite them in my sleep.
Sometimes. I don't mind.
You pointed out just last week that I was reciting lines from that particularly grueling, exacting assignment.
Did I?
You did. And a curse with such memory. Memory of that strange alphabetical list I was asked to recite so evenly.
Well, sure. I mean, I wouldn't know what you said.
Of course, why would you? But that list was what I, by wild coincidence, was asked by these gentlemen to recite. I explained that clients expected to be discreet, and that while the subject had never come up before, I was not sure that it would be entirely ethical for me to repeat a prior client's script. Gertie spoke up for the only time during the interview.
Gertie?
She did. She said that she was sure it would be all right. That she was sure it would be all right for me to do whatever the most gracious gentleman requested. I tried to demur gracefully, but they were insistent. Not rude, never in any way rude. They said the opportunities were enormous, that it was not unlikely that it would lead to even greater things, even film.
Film? So what is it?
They said that they were sure I would do well in film, for they had heard of the breast cancer self-examination film I made when first I came to New York. They must have researched very well, for they actually had in their possession the very film which I thought only you and I and Gertie knew existed. This film, they said, convinced them I was, what was their phrase? Oh, yes, magic on film. They so liked it that they said that they had bought all existing copies and the negatives. This film, they said, would make an excellent gift for me opening night on Broadway. And all this was mine, as I successfully recited that alphabetical list, which similar gentlemen in similar suits had last week had me recite so evenly, so carefully, so many times.
Well, I know. I remember you were very tired.
And talked in my sleep, yes.
So what did you have to do exactly?
I looked to Gertie, the architect of my career for her life. She made her mouth quite small, nodded once quickly, looking at her hand. I thought of their offer in all its surprising generosity.
deserve. You deserve all of it.
And so, looking at Gertie rather than at the gentleman, I began to recite that alphabetical list.
You did.
Like so many of my other vocal assignments, it consisted of a string of separate words which I was asked to recite pleasingly, neutrally, without emphasis or expression. My assumption was that it would be cut apart word by word and assembled into a message important to my client, important to be kept secret from me, and presumably others. One knows only the words. A, abate, abort, activate, activated, after, alarm, all, attention, be, been, before, blink, blue, both, briefing, catastrophe, climactic, crisis, critical, crucial, distrust, emergency, excess, first, flashing, from, grave, have, eat, hot, if, immediate, indicate, jettison, key, keys, level, lever, light, light, lit, local, master, mechanism, must, national, neutralize, normal, not, off, on, personnel, position, priority, proper, radiation, red, repeat, rises, second, secret, security, self, shelter, simultaneously, situation, state, steam, steps, sudden, switch, third, two, top, turn, turn, twice, urban, vector, violence, war, warn, warned, warning, warn, which, will, win, world, worse, worsen, worse. They smiled. They thanked me. They seemed excited. Gertie seemed relieved. The second gentleman said, I knew that you were what we were looking for. Gertie sat beside me on the long, late, circuitous ride to or around New York in the beige limousine with the black windows, clutching her purse. I suppose we should listen to the messages on the machine.
I will now send out your messages. We have 15 messages.
Love? Are you there? Love, please speak up if you're there. It's 2 in the afternoon already. What are you doing so long? I'll call again. Love, it's 3. Where are you, love? Love, it's 4. Has anything happened to Love? I'm going to be very late. I'll call again. Love, it's after 6. Where are you? Love? Love? Love?
Love, are you there? Are they keeping you late too? I'll try again.
Evelyn, Gertie here, sweetie. We just parted, but I just wanted to ring and thank you again for being such a sweetie and cooperating so strong with those sweet men. I appreciate it. I always appreciate, you know that. Well, thank you, Will. It meant a lot to me, sweetie, what you did. I'm sure you will. Thanks. Thanks again.
Brad? Love? Are you there? The line is busy. See you at home.
Message from Miss Evelyn Carter. We'll be talking to your agent, Miss Carter, but I wanted to thank you for being so cooperative and helpful to us today. Congratulations. You have a great future.
Love? Love, I swear to God, if they've done anything to you.
Love? Love? Love?
Love? Love?
Love?
Oh, Evelyn, honey, we're in. Good God, I sleep until already. I should have had more faith in you. I'll make it up to you. I mean, this is for everything. I mean, oh, hell, I don't know what I mean. I'll call you tomorrow. Not too early. That's what you've always wanted, isn't it? God, I hope it is. I'm so relieved. Okay? Try to reach me.
Message for Brad Stern. Please call Hoover Associates for information greatly to your advantage. You have our number. And by the way, good work, Brad. Stern.
Love? Love? Evelyn? Love, it's 7 fucking p.m. I'm downstairs. I'm coming up. You won't believe the day I had. What? Oh. The doorman says you just went up. So don't listen to this message. It's crazy. I'm crazy. That's crazy. I'll be right up. Are you there yet? Love? Love? Love?
I will erase your messages.
Love, that message for you was about a made-for-TV feature film. It's great. It's about a corrupt political government. It's split into two selfish political factions, and they spend all their time spying and preying on each other. I play an idealistic detective who protects the people against against whoever it is. The point is, it's great. It's the lead. It's bound to go into a series. It has dignity, by the way. Do you know what I had to do today? Some network is planning a special on funny bloopers and accidents. So all day long, I had to do funny bloopers and accidents. So I spent my day sitting in mud puddles, or sitting on a motorcycle, ripping my jeans open, or saying shit, and then fuck, and pretending to be embarrassed. I did 10 takes. 10 takes. 10 takes of me catching my testicles in the zipper of my jeans. If those aren't good enough, I'm going to have to do even more humiliating ones tomorrow.
Look out there at that black water with New Jersey shimmering in it upside down. Chester told me New York exists only because of its great natural harbor. City roads around it, shipping came in and out of it, bringing banking, manufacturing, education, art. All professions flourished. Millions of workers were needed. A culture came to be because of that harbor. And now today, that harbor is hardly ever used. Automobiles and airplanes have made shipping obsolete. The descendants of all those workers are useless. There's no reason for a city to be here. It's been pulled out from under us like a magician pulling a tablecloth out from under crystal. New York is like the ancient ruin to a temple of a dead religion rotting under a jungle crawling fate. New York exists now only through tradition, legend, faith, force, fraud. Its inhabitants survive only through illusion or charity. When civilization is dead, its inhabitants must be beggars or thieves.
Pardon the hell out of me, but I consider this something of a professional call. Let go of each other. I just got a message. By Palmer Cullen Bindabine, no less. Virtually commissioning me to write a serious Broadway drama on a topic of my choice, with a juicy lead role for a blonde with straight legs and outstanding vocal variety. Topic of my choice. Does that mean I can write about something remotely related to human reality? What is this? Call me quick. Good things don't happen. Leave a message. I'll be out having my brain liposuction.
So, Your message.
Well, at least we did something good for Chester.
You feel all right? You feel better?
Love.
Love, the other day I had this hateful meeting down in Washington Square Park. And all around us there were these gibbering junkies and retarded panhandlers. It was a beautiful, clear, shining day. And when I looked up through the arch, I could see all the way up into the 40s, where I saw these tall, graceful buildings. So after I finished that hateful meeting, I walked uptown where I could reach that cleanliness and that order. And when I got there, all I could find was glare and gridlock and dirt, frightened people. When I looked back downtown, I saw Washington Square Park, and it was a shimmering patch of elegance and peace and tranquility. So I stood there in the middle of this dirty, stinking intersection, asking myself if anybody ever really reaches New York.
New York.
Well,
York.
oh, love, New York. New York, New York.
The problem facing us today is not how to make the world one. The problem is to make people understand that the modern world already is one. With satellites and shuttles whipping overhead, every inch of Earth is intimately bound to every other. A pamphlet published in England causes revolutions in Asia. A factory in Canada pollutes snow in Antarctica. A fad in South Africa creates an industry in Poland. An epidemic in an obscure province spreads worldwide with one casual traveler. Forgotten weapons tests on one continent poison people on another a decade later. Internal struggles become international anxiety, terrorism, and over war. Rick, I just love this lecture. Can we move it to the cafeteria for my actual speech?
Anything in the world you want, baby.
But the worst epidemic is ignorance. A well-meaning government in one hemisphere supports the wrong party in another, and suddenly villages burn down. Slave camps spring up, and whole populations stagger through deserts that have been fruitful fields. An unwise congressional vote, an untested commercial formula, a wrong law, a false arrest, trigger chains of distant devastation. There is not one human disaster on this earth of which we can with certainty say, it is not my fault, There is not one victim anywhere today that could not, tomorrow or sooner, be you. I have spent the last 20 years visiting burned villages and barren slave camps, following homeless populations through the deserts of hopelessness. And I have seen the effort of all of you workers here at the International Humanist Association to relieve the hunger, fight the diseases, and alleviate the hopelessness again and again and again. Your tireless efforts to raise consciousness, raise money, raise human standards, if I may employ a double negative, have not been for nothing. Children are eating who would have died had you not sat here in New York making your telephone calls and licking your envelopes. Babies are alive who would have been stillborn had you not raised the dollars that brought their mother's medicine. Wherever I have been, and by now that's pretty nearly everywhere, I thank God if I have focused the eyes of the world on the babies that I have held in my arms. And I thank God that I am working with people like you who do the unglamorous work of finding the pennies to feed and clothe and raise those children. Whew. Oh my God, Rick, have you tasted this coffee?
Fabulous.
There's only this ghastly powdered stuff. Oh, like the powdered foods you send to the camp when we first get there. Suitable only for the very desperate. You don't think I get too impassioned about it all?
Oh, thank God you do. Thank God you always do.
When I was a starving little girl growing up in the ruins of Hungary, a long time before I stepped in front of a movie camera, the International Humanists came through the rubble with boxes of food and clothes. Before I wanted to be a movie star, I wanted to be that golden-haired lady that opened a box and gave me a chocolate bar.
Well, you've had it all.
I have. I have indeed. I was 10 years a star and now 20 years an international humanist. And to top it all off, I've even been blonde.
I don't know how you do it.
With Clairol number 7. I don't know if I do it. I sometimes think the golden-haired lady waving me ebony and beige and maroon babies isn't me at all. I'm still a little orphan in Russian army boots, sitting on a pile of bricks, watching the golden goddess play Lady Merciful for the cameras. You know, it's not right that people should have to see a movie star visit Eastern ruins or African refugees before they feel moved to help hungry children. We should all of us realize that every child in the world is ours, is us.
Yes, we should.
And some do. You do.
Yes, maybe. But the one thing I've learned from directing the International Humanists all these years is that you have to start with people as they are, and then do your darndest to make them into what they ought to be. And all I can say is, if the people of the world need to see an Oscar winner wave a baby before they feel moved to feed it, then we are darn lucky to have found the loveliest and most unselfish actress of all to do the job.
It is not unselfish. You can scratch that. It's me I'm helping. Every one of those babies is me. If I hadn't been a starving orphan, I'd probably be sitting in Hollywood praying for a series like all the other overage stars.
Why don't you put some of this personal history into your speeches?
Because I get enough for myself just helping the kids. People like you, from comfortable homes and rich backgrounds who support these causes, you're the ones to be commended. Well, you've got nothing to gain from it all, neither financially, nor publicity-wise, nor even psychologically. You weren't a starving baby. It's not yourself you're feeding. You're not even getting the pathetically small salaries that these wonderful people I'm going to address today get. You're the unselfish one.
Don't kid yourself. Directing the International Humanists is just a clever way to meet Hollywood blonde.
Rick, you are profoundly evil. And as a world traveler, I know what I'm saying when I say you are the only grown man on earth who still says, gosh and darn.
Well, doggone.
Now, to stop all this nonsense and sit there like a nice monster and hear me through the second half of my speech.
You just read the thing now.
No! These people do the day in, day They work in this windowless basement while all the glamorous resolutions go on upstairs. They get very little thanks or recognition, and on top of it all, they have to drink this coffee. They deserve the best I've got to give.
Okay, boss lady, you win. Go.
The humanist goal is not to make these people dependents for life, but to raise them into the ranks of the self-sufficient. To give the hungry food, yes, but to give it while teaching them to raise subsistence crops. To clothe the naked, but while teaching them the basic crafts of weaving and sewing that have often been lost on their refugee life. To heal the stricken, but while teaching them to create permanent health care centers so they can carry on while we move on to the next polluted pond or barren waste to help the pilgrims waiting there. It can happen. It does work. I have seen it happen. I have entered filthy, wailing herds of human beings and left weeks later looking back at orderly, functioning, vital new towns. It does happen.
I wish you could leave this next part.
Oh, I wish the world could leave this next part out. But it is also true that very, very, very often, what we leave behind is wiped out in a night or in years of savage back and forth fighting, in wars whose purposes are as obscure to those who fight them as they are to the refugees who are slaughtered and scattered by them.
Have you ever played Joan of Arc?
Shut up, you total fool. But we cannot think of that, or only of that. I am willing to return when the smoke is cleared and the vultures have dispersed. I am willing to return to the scattered site of shattered dreams and raise that baby from the ruins and begin again. I know that I can always begin again as long as I have you behind me. And I know that we can win. We have won merely by surviving. We have won by willing the Humanist Institute to be. We cannot stop the war. That is beyond our hope and scope. What we can do, what we will continue to do, is reach into the rubble and raise that hopeful child. Whatever it is you hope that child will be, remember, no one can be anything unless they are alive.
Sylvia, I'd follow you to Saturn when you talk like that.
You forgot to say my gosh.
Do you know why I show up so often when you're in the North Seas or the South Glaciers or whatever? It's because I feel like giving up. I need to hear you preach again.
Well, isn't it about time you used some of that surplus testosterone and moved my lectern to the employees' cafeteria so Joan of Arc can preach to the troops?
We're supposed to wait until exactly 12. Seems they're moving some big Near Eastern nabob out through this basement.
Is that the hubbub I had to shout that last part over?
Seems he needs a lot of guards. 95% of his constituents would like to barbecue him.
Here. I hope that's a figure of speech.
Golly, what's that?
A car backfiring?
We're underground.
Subway's backfiring?
Death to the imperialist too! Death to the imperialist too!
God!
Hey, cops! Hey, cops, I have a woman in here! I warn you, if you don't let me fail, kill her! I have a woman in here!
Let her go. Take me. Let her go.
No!
Don't! You can think it through again.
What have you done?
Someone should have done long ago. What do you want? None of your business what I want. I can give you money.
There's no phone out here!
No.
There's no telephone!
No. Let the woman go. I can give you money. You can walk out of here hiding behind me.
No.
There is no other way out. Oh, yes, there is. There's a way out of here. Come here.
Come here! Come here!
Listen, there's someone important. I want
Stop
you
that!
forgive you. You do not know what you have done.
What have you done more importantly?
I struck a blow for freedom.
Well, that didn't work, did it? What shall we play now?
Do you hear those sounds out there?
No, describe them. Oh, of course we hear them. Do you have to be so dramatic?
I've just sent a message to the imperialist puppets of every nation of the world.
You're definitely Middle Eastern with that lyrical Saudi speech.
I've just sent a message that my people will not be sold like slaves.
You're probably not a communist. That's style. You might be some sort of fundamentalist religious fanatic.
I just killed the man that would sell my people.
Aha, the universal new nationalism.
Killed? Blood. It flew like birds.
Where? That nabob you talked about. Who was he?
I don't know.
Who was he?
Don't talk as if I'm not here.
Oh, it's wishful thinking. Who was it? Who was it?
Why don't you ask me?
Because it would take you a week to tell us. Rick!
I think it was Flavia. No. No. Now we will restore its ancient proper name of Malakana.
No! What's going on? Is he hurting you?
Look what you've done to her. Let her go. Let her be.
God, Rick, Claudia. Is it at war?
Will be.
You animal. You filth. You pig.
How dare you?
Oh, God, Rick, Valadia. You sent me to Valadia. We established a farm, a clinic, a pottery. One of our first. We saved so many children. You have no right to start a war. You have no right to kill our children. I don't care what wrong you think have been done to your race or religion or cult or party. You have no right to kill our children. You have no right to endanger little Kamalor.
Kamalor?
Yes, you rabid monster, Kamalor. Have you ever heard of it? A peaceful little place, a place of hope and growth and life. Kamalor.
What could you know of Kamalor? How could you know of the Great Plains? How could you know anything of the Rosy Mountains?
What?
And these fine clothes, and this horrid face paint! How could you know anything of Kamalor?
Oh my God. Oh my God. The Rosy Mountains, the Great Plains, the White Crane's land. Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from?
Kamalor! From Kamalor!
What's going on in there? Miss Washburn? Mr. Palmer? Are you all right? Rick, tell them we're all right. Is the assassin in there? Is the Melodian in there? We want to talk to you. We are willing to negotiate. Rick, talk to them. Rick, it's all right. You are from Kamalor.
You've been to Kamalor?
I spent a month in Kamalor.
Was that you on the wall?
Yes.
That's not Kamalor.
No, that was in Africa.
Well, why are you there?
To help children.
I dreamed that there was a beautiful golden woman. I dreamed she held me in the air. Is this true?
It is true. It is what I do with my life. What I have done for many years.
Well, when were you there?
Perhaps 20 years ago.
Just 3 days.
3. What do boys of 3 do in Kamalor? Oh wait, I'll remember. Seeing so many ragged people wailing around dirty pools in the desert. Kamalor. The rosy mountains in the background. The little dusty brown boys of Kamalor. Oh yes. They used to hook their right legs together and do a dance, spinning in a circle, singing.
No, there could have been children anyway.
Oh yes, and they sang, how did it go? Ama, Kela, Drama, Sound, Emona, Emona, yum, yum, yum.
Where have you heard this?
A pool 3,000 people use as a well and a washroom, where women chewed mud in hopes it would make milk for their babies. While the first tiny trucks made their way from the coastal airports with the first tiny pathetic boxes of powdered food. Even as they waited for that food that they had no reason to believe would come, the little brown boys of Kamalur hooked their legs together and sang, Ama, Kayla, Drama, San, Emona, Emona, Yum, Yum, Yum.
Nama, Kela, Drama, San, Emona, Emona, Yum, Yum, Yum. Why are you there?
To feed the hungry, to warm the cold, plant the seeds learning, to raise the children.
Did you begin the school I learned to read?
I brought the attention of the world to Kamalur, to raise the means, to bring the wonderful people who started the clinic and the pottery and the school, yes.
I learned to read in that school. Stories of a wonderful world to the west that gave us food and medicine. And men came and they took our food. And they left. They gave us leaflets to read. And Kamalur broke into two peoples. Not one. There wasn't enough food. There was fighting over the food. The soldiers came, they took our food, and they left. There were so many of us, and the clinic just kept us alive to starve. The soldiers with different helmets came from the opposite direction. And they took our medicine from our clinic. There was refugees and wounded from both sides. They came begging, starving, and dying. And then soldiers from one side heard we had dead soldiers from the other. They burnt our fields, our huts. And they took the young men away.
You?
Yes.
They took you where?
Training camps. High in the Rosie Mountains. They taught us to make bombs, to throw grenades, to march and starve and kill. They told us we would strike the American military. We would strike the American embassy.
No.
But I and a handful of the others would be woke one night, moving silently just as they had taught us to move. Moving quickly just as they had taught us to. Working as one person just as they had taught us to work. We infiltrated their officers' barracks and we slit their throats. We stole the armaments and we rallied the sleeping men and we told them they had a choice. They could stay loyal to their communist masters and die with them. But they could join us, the young race of the new Malakand, and change the tide of history. Some chose to die. This pistol at their forehead. But many chose to join. I came here today to strike the first great blow for Malakand and to change the tide of history.
And Kamalur?
Kamalur is gone. It was a dream. It was your dream. Thought it made us strong. But it made us weak. And we will not be weak again.
You won't rebuild Kamalur.
Perhaps. Perhaps as a training camp for desert fighters or prison camp for recalcitrants.
I see. And what will you do now?
Now I return to business. I get a helicopter to take me where a boat waits, and then a plane, and then a car, and then a jeep, and then a camel. And the plane of my people. And the chance to take our place in history.
And what will you do to us?
A man I think I'll let go. You must come with me. You're famous. You'll get me through the police. I think you're a good human being. It's not your fault you become cold, sentimental. I dreamed there was a beautiful golden woman.
I dreamed it too. Oh, I dreamed it too.
It's a beautiful dream.
Yes, it was.
It's a dream for children.
So it was. For all children. You are a wise and prophetic man. We have much to learn from you. What is your name?
Agla, we call it Agla.
I may have held you in my arms at once. You may have been one of the little babies with their eyes full of light that I held and washed and nursed.
I may. I'm not ungrateful. I'll see that you're not harmed. You need not fear.
Well, I'm not afraid. Only so sad for what they did to you after what we did for you. Nothing is ever enough.
We'll leave now. They're willing to negotiate. They want to talk to you, though. It's going to be media hell out there.
Oh, Agla, you must be exhausted. Why don't you have something warm? At least a cup of coffee before you face this terrible ordeal. For the love of Allah.
Careful.
Oh, of course, you are suspicious. Here, pour it yourself.
Please make no calls.
No, never fear. Not one. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot it. It's hateful, isn't it? Here, if you really want to experience the decadence of the West, why don't you try some of this awful powdered creamer?